December 20th, 2013. Noted ecologist Dr. Ellis Silver publishes his book, Humans Are Not From Earth. In it, he proposes that humans possess a multitude of physical vulnerabilities, such as slower childhood development, a heightened susceptibility to illness, spinal problems, and difficulty giving birth. He concludes that they most likely evolved on another planet.
There are a lot of indications that mankind, the human race, actually did not evolve on the planet Earth. For one thing, if we go out in the sun too long, we get sunburn. And that doesn't make a lot of sense unless the conditions on planet Earth have changed very dramatically in the last few thousand years. You have to wear sunglasses outdoors. That also indicates that our eyes are not properly adapted to the planet.
Some recent studies in sports medicine have shown us that the human body creates two types of fat. One isn't a good type of fat, and the other one is. And interestingly enough, studies show that if you bring the temperature down to about 67 degrees Fahrenheit, you create the good fat and not the bad fat. Near the equator on Mars, in the summertime, it's about 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, that's Mars today with very little atmosphere. Imagine in the past where Mars had an atmosphere, the average temperature on the surface might be around 67 degrees.
Another factor is that when astronauts actually go into space, their circadian rhythms, their body clocks, change from 24-hour days to a 24.9-hour day, and that happens to be the exact rotational period of a single day on the planet Mars. Given the fact that our body clocks are tuned to the planet Mars, not to the planet Earth, that indicates to me that we actually came here from there.
While the notion that humans could have originated on the lifeless, barren surface of Mars may sound far-fetched, scientists are now certain that in the distant past, the red planet was once blue and boasting a more robust atmosphere.
One of the most fantastic things that we've discovered with our orbiters and our rovers on Mars is about its history. And a number of really spectacular surprises have come out. The first one is that Mars, at one time in its past, looked more like the Earth. It was a blue ocean world with a significant amount of water.
We know for a fact that billions of years ago, when we were first getting started here on Earth, then Mars was a much more clement place. We know that it had a thick atmosphere to shield and blanket the planet. And it would have had organic molecules, the building blocks of all life as we know it. So it stands to reason that maybe Mars had its own genesis, its own origin of life.
If the human species was genetically engineered by extraterrestrials, as ancient astronaut theorists suggest, is it possible that it was designed for the environmental conditions of its original home on Mars? And if so, what might have caused our ancient ancestors to come to Earth so many years ago?
And at some point, billions of years ago, Mars, it suffered a kind of environmental catastrophe. Its atmosphere started bleeding away into outer space because it had no magnetic field to help shield the planet.
Some have suggested that at some point, Mars had an atmosphere, and due to some cataclysmic events on Mars, the Martians had to find a new home within our solar system, and they came to Earth. So, what if we are the Martians?
In 1976, author and researcher Zecharia Sitchin proposed that a 12th planet once existed in our solar system just beyond Mars that was somehow destroyed. Although his declaration was based on his study of ancient Sumerian texts, it was largely dismissed by the academic community, who thought the idea absurd. But recent physical evidence has come to light that may prove Sitchin more correct than even he believed possible. October 7th, 2008, an 80-ton asteroid enters the Earth's atmosphere. and explodes 23 miles above the Nubian Desert in Sudan. That day, an estimated 600 meteorites literally showered the landscape. But when examined, the meteorites were found to contain something incredible: diamonds. They also contained something else, evidence that they came from what scientists now believe to have been a lost planet in our solar system, one which was destroyed thousands of years ago.
The asteroid belt in our solar system, it's a strange thing, and some have suggested that these are the remnants of a planet that exploded at some point, and the inhabitants of that planet either went to Mars or they came to Earth. I am convinced that the reason why there is such a huge fascination with space travel is because that's where we come from.